Just in case you ever change your mind. If you suddenly decide to give me one more try, I'll be waiting in the wings, just looking for a sign. Just in case you change your mind. Just in case you change your mind.
Happy Polka Sunday morning, and welcome to the Sunday Morning Polka Show of Northwest Ohio with your host, David Jackson, that's me, bringing you the finest in polkas, waltzes, and obetics, and the occasional mystery tune thrown in as well, just to keep things interesting. That was brand spankin' new music from The Boys, from their recording called Boys Stories. That was called Just in Case You Change Your Mind. Excuse me. Here on the Sunday Morning Polka Show, we like to bring you three features: fine polka music, news from Poland, and the Polish word of the day. So without further ado, let's go ahead and give a listen to the Polish word of the day, złośliwe. Złośliwe, yet another adjective. Here it is in a sentence. Słyszałam kilka złośliwych uwag o tobie. More to come on that later, but now back into the music with some Lenny Gomulka, one he calls the old rumor mill.
People have been talking, saying things that are not true. Everything they're saying is directed right at you. For some apparent reason, what they're saying's not too nice. And just between me and you, I've heard it more than twice. I heard your wife had left you drink and lost your job. You're impossible to live with, and you smoke, you filthy slob. I just can't imagine who'd repeat such lies like these. Oh, and by the way, you didn't hear these things from me. Not from me, no way. I'm not one for rumors, but it really got my goat when they said you gained a lot of weight and financially you're broke. I heard you play the ponies and your car was repossessed. They say that you're a phony and you were placed under arrest. You've been seen at Walgreens with that new expensive pill. Do you use Grecian formula? Hey, don't you pay your bills? I just can't imagine who'd repeat such lies like these. Oh, and by the way, you didn't hear these things from me. Now remember, it didn't come from me. No way.
just once more. Yeah. Poczekaj, ja się ku godziny, okrzyczyła ten krótko wodnie. Everybody go! Come on and sing it again, Dan. A little bit louder now. All together group. Oh, I like it.
tam miasteczko, ludzie bawią i hulają. Hej tam miasteczko, hej tam miasteczko, wszyscy śpiewają. Hej tam miasteczko, wszyscy śpiewają. Starnadownia i piosenki, hej tam miasteczko, Starnadownia i piosenki, hej tam miasteczko. Hej tam miasteczko, wszyscy się śmieją. Hej tam miasteczko, wszyscy się śmieją. I chodzić dookoło miasta. Hej tam miasteczko, i chodzić dookoło miasta. Hej tam miasteczko, hej tam miasteczko, wszyscy tańcują. Hej tam miasteczko, wszyscy tańcują. Skoczne poleczki, oberki, hej tam miasteczko, skoczne poleczki, oberki, hej tam miasteczko.
Triple shot polka power here on the Sunday Morning Polka Show of Northwest Ohio with your host, David Jackson. Hey, hey, hey. Thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it. That was the news doing one called In the Village. Before that, we heard Love Sick Live and Jam Volume 2 from the Polka Country Musicians. And we started off that three-song set of Polka-matic power with Rumor Mill from Lenny Gomulka. Yes, those of you who speak Polish know that it is evocative of the Polish word of the day's sentence. More to come on that later, but first let's take care of that other feature we like to bring you, because it's an important one. It is the news from Poland. Here is news from The Economist. Poland's coal-fired home heating creates widespread pollution. The government is backing away from coal. Some countries' borders are visible from space. At night, for example, North Korea looks like a black void separating China from South Korea. Deforestation in Haiti has left a stark contrast between its brown soil and the Dominican Republic's lush vegetation. Poland is an unlikely member of this club, yet on cold days, the edges of Poland's largest region of air pollution fit its outlines snugly. At 10 p.m. on January 18th, fumes enveloped almost the entire country, only to dissipate 100 kilometers or so beyond its borders. The air breathed by an average Pole may not be Europe's dirtiest. According to the European Environment Agency, Balkan nations like Serbia do worse on metrics, like years of life lost per person. However, Poland's effluvia stand out for their geographical spread. Of the 100 European cities with the most air pollution, fully 29 are Polish. Poland's nationwide sheet of smog stems from its use of coal, often of the cheap, extra dirty sort for home heating, rather than the cleaner natural gas common in nearby countries. This causes 80% of its emissions of PM 2.5, which are grains of matter that enter lungs easily. In the summer, Poland's PM 2.5 level is only slightly above the EU average, but when Poles turn up the heat during winter, it can be 3 times higher. Coal seams run deep in Polish history. Under communism, coal was both the main fuel for the country's economic modernization and a big export. Afterwards, the miners' union blocked efforts to cut jobs in the mines. In 2007 through 2015, the Polish government spent $18 billion propping up the industry. And in 2015, Law and Justice, the Nationalist Party, won election with a manifesto that supported coal. Poland is the only country in Europe to use more coal-derived energy for heating today than it did back in 1990. And that's the news from Poland from The Economist magazine. And now we're going to hear, and the reason is obvious, a couple songs in a row from Stanky and the Coal Miners. We'll start off with Now Coal Mines Are Closing, and then hopefully we'll be able to hear One Woman Man. And it'll just be a great set of polka music either way. So settle in and enjoy. And here we go.
Raz, dwa.
Now coal mines are closing one by one each day. We don't have to tell you, hearts are not paid. This is the only way we know. Making a living, picking, wrecking coal. This is the only way we know. Making a living, picking, wrecking coal. Na 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 na. Now the lines are forming more and more each day. We don't have to tell you what's our only pay. After years of strife and poverty, and silicosis is our only pay. After years of strife and poverty, and silicosis is our only pay. Na 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 na. Chasing girls, playing cards and drinking booze, going out with someone new every other day. I knew I had to change my ways, look for a better life. That's when I became a one-woman man. I'm a one-woman man, that's for sure. I love and never leave, kiss and never tell. I'm a one-woman man, that's for sure. My heart belongs to one and only you. Looking for a girl to love, say she would marry me. Give her kisses, lots of hugs, to her every day. I knew I had to find someone who would take care of me. That's when I became a one-woman man. I'm a one-woman man, that's for sure. I love and never leave, kiss and never tell. I'm a one-woman man, that's for sure. My heart belongs to one and only you.
ist mein Leben. Du waggle, 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 du waggle, 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 du waggle ist mein Freund. Der du waggle, 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 du waggle, 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 du waggle ist mein Leben. Du waggle, 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 du waggle, 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 du waggle ist mein Freund. Wir haben so Weiber gehabt, die haben uns nimmer gemerkt, weil wir uns noch singen rum, wo Schnupf gewachsen west. Wir haben nicht gefragt genug, wir haben gleich selber gesagt, dann zum am liebsten ist ein kleiner frischer Bach. Der du waggle, 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 du waggle, 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 du waggle ist mein Leben. Du waggle, 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 du waggle, 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 du waggle ist mein Freund. Der du waggle, 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 du waggle, 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 du waggle ist mein Leben. Du waggle, 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 du waggle, 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 du waggle ist mein Freund. Wenn wir im Wirtshaus sitzen und kann nix mehr was und so beisammen sitzen wie eine stumme Gas, nur seit da jeder Buh sein Dürsten aus dem Sack und im Summ seit Vertreib an glatter Priester-Tabak. Der du waggle, 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 du waggle, 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 du waggle ist mein Leben. Du waggle, 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 du waggle, 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 du waggle ist mein Freund. Der du waggle, 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 du waggle, 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 du waggle ist mein Leben. Du waggle, 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 du waggle, 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 du waggle ist mein Freund.
Take a break from all this money making. You work hard to bring home the bacon, but when the day does end, I wanna be with friends, living old style here. We're living old style is here. My friends are old style beer. So have another old style, all our friends are here, living old style beer. else can compare. Lights are twinkling, glasses tinkling, romances in the air. Down at the friendly tavern, everyone's happy there. There's where we find good cheer, meet the friends we hold so dear. Round up our polka band and sing this song together. Time to get started, gay and lighthearted, no need to ask us where. Down at the friendly tavern, everyone's happy there.
I was driving through town on a Sunday afternoon. All I had left was $1.
$1.
I stopped into the bar just to have myself a drink when I heard the bartender holler.
What did he say?
He said, "No beer today, no beer today. You can't buy beer on a Sunday. No beer today, no beer today. You've gotta come around on a Monday." There's a tavern in the town. There my true love sits her down and drinks her wine mid laughter free, and never ever thinks of me.
Down at the friendly tavern, nothing else can compare. Down at the friendly tavern, nothing can compare.
Well, nothing can compare to a 6-song set of polka music just like that here on the Sunday Morning Polka Show of Northwest Ohio with your host, David Jackson. That was the Tavern Medley from the Chardon Polka Band. Before that, we heard their version of Old Style. You may also know that from the Polkaholics Punk Rock Polka Band. Thank you to the Chardon Polka Band for sending us their music. You send us your music, we play it on the show. Speaking of which, Squeezebox did the same thing, so there were 2 songs from them in that set, Du Wagel Wagel and At the Spring. Du Wagel in German and At the Spring in Czech. I send out that song to the love of my life, my wife, Lori. And we heard 2 songs from Stanky and the Coal Miners, One Woman Man, and Now Coal Mines Are Closing. 6 powerful songs in a row. You get a lot of talking on the Sunday Morning Polka Show, but you get a lot of music too. Hey, why don't we take another look at that Polish word of the day? The Polish word of the day is brought to you by Transparent Language, not a sponsor of the show. The Polish American Journal is, and you should subscribe to the Polish American Journal at www.polamjournal.com. But here's that Polish word of the day, złośliwe, złośliwe. Here it is in a sentence, słyszałam kilka złośliwych uwag o tobie. Not a good sentence. Kind of related to that song Rumor Mill that we played from Lenny Gomulka earlier. But all in time, we will define it and all that sort of thing. But many of you, of course, already know because you speak Polish. I don't, but I'm working on it. And I appreciate your tolerance as I do so. All right. Last night on PBS, it was fundraising time, and they had a good documentary on about the Dutch hop music, based on the music created by a group of Germans who lived in Germany in the 1700s, were invited to the Volga region of Russia, where they lived for about 100 years, and then the government changed their mind in Russia, and so they came to America, to the Platte River Valley, out there in the Midwest, Nebraska, Wyoming, places like that, and worked themselves hard in the sugar beet industry, doing what was called stoop labor. Think about that. Nothing, I mean, the term itself defines how bad it must be. And they developed a group of songs and a style of music called the Dutch hop. Originally, of course, it would have been referred to as Deutsch, but due to anti-German discrimination, switched the word to Dutch to make it more palatable to the mass public. And there's about 1 million descendants of the Volga Germans living in the upper Midwest of the U.S. producing this fabulous music. I have some recordings of it. One of them is a group, and my gosh, there was this group of, they're called the Polka Nuts. They're from Colorado, and just a great link there. They said there's two women, daughters in the band, and they were inspired and motivated by Rhonda Herzog when they saw her singing with her dad, Marv Herzog's band, out in Colorado way back when. So how about that? So I've got a recording here of the Polka Nuts from Colorado. It may not be the greatest recording because I think it was done live and maybe with like one camera, microphone and all that. But anyway, the Volga Germans, the hammer dulcimer driven musical style called Dutch hop from the Platte Valley. Here we go.
into a bar and I ordered up a brew. Here's what the bartender hollers: no beer today, no beer today. You can't buy beer on Sunday. No beer today, no beer today. You gotta come around on Monday. No beer today, no beer today. You can't buy beer on Sunday. No beer today, no beer today. You gotta come around on Monday.
I've got an angel at the door, a devil banging in my head. When I woke up this morning, boys, I swore that I was dead. But I'll tell you one thing, and that ain't surely right. Sober in the morning ain't like the fun I had last night. I'm gonna sell my best old car, and I'll buy the drink. The boat she might be rocking, but she'll never ever sink. Then it started spinning and my head is kinda sore. Now that I am here, man, let's fill her up once more. I've got an angel at the door, a devil banging in my head. When I woke up this morning, boys, I swore that I was dead. But I'll tell you one thing, and that ain't surely right. Sober in the morning ain't like the fun I had last night. Screaming in the phone, you don't come home shortly, you'll be living on your own. I tried to tell her gently all the troubles that I had, but she yelled right back at me, you're in the doghouse, man. I got an angel at the door, a devil banging in my head. When I woke up this morning, boys, I swore that I was dead. But I'll tell you one thing, and that ain't surely right. Sober in the morning ain't like the fun I had last night. If I ever sober up and my head settles down, I swear to God I'll never let another bottle down. From now I'll take another whiskey just to kill the pain. I promise from tomorrow I'll never drink again. I've got an angel at the door, a devil banging in my head. When I woke up this morning, boys, I swore that I was dead. But I'll tell you one thing, and that ain't surely right. Sober in the morning ain't like the fun I had last night. But I'll tell you one thing, and that ain't surely right. Sober in the morning ain't like the fun I had last night.
Brand spanking new music right there from the Dynabrass, from their 2020 Polkas recording. Before that, we heard Marv Herzog doing No Beer Today. And now for the first time, I realized that he was doing that in Dutch hop style, with the trombone and the dulcimer sound in the background. And before that, we heard the Polka Nuts doing their fabulous Dutch hop. I don't know the name of the song, obviously. Or I would have said it. This is the Sunday Morning Polka Show of Northwest Ohio. Thank you very, very much for tuning in. Boy, howdy, we do appreciate it. Let's take a quick visit to that Polish word of the day. Złośliwe, złośliwe. Słyszałam kilka złośliwych uwag o tobie. There's the Polish word of the day. There's the Polish word of the day in a sentence. Hey, one thing we like to do on the Sunday Morning Polka Show sometimes is play different versions of the same song. And so we're going to do that now. First, we're going to hear from some scratchy old vinyl from the Heavy on Polkas recording by the New Brass, one they call Do You Remember? And we're going to hear the same song from Crusade, which you may remember from when bands played in public was one hell of a showstopper at the end, and with a different arrangement and a quite fascinating way that Randy and the boys did that song. So first, Do You Remember from the New Brass, and then Do You Remember from Crusade. They're so different, it's like they're two different songs.
Pamiętasz, moja miła, coś mi powiedziała, że mnie kochać będziesz, że mnie będziesz chciała. Że mnie kochać będziesz, że mnie będziesz chciała. Teraz ja do ciebie piszę listy z dodatkami, ale ty mną już pogarczasz innymi prośbami. Ale ty mną już pogarczasz innymi prośbami. Kochałem cię, moja panno, tak jak kwiatek róży. Kochałem cię cały roczek, lecz nie mogę dłużej. Kochałem cię cały roczek, lecz nie mogę dłużej. Kochałem cię, moja droga, jak źrenice wokół. Ale tyś mnie porzuciła już pierwszego roku. Ale tyś mnie porzuciła już pierwszego roku.
Pamiętasz, moja miła, coś ty powiedziała, że mnie kochać będziesz, że mnie będziesz chciała. Że mnie kochać będziesz, że mnie będziesz chciała. Teraz ja do ciebie piszę listy z dolarkami, ale ty mno już pogardszasz dziwnymi prośbami. Ale ty mno już pogardszasz dziwnymi prośbami. Kochałbym cię, moja panno, tak jak kwiaty róży. Kochałbym cię cały roczek, lecz nie mogę dłużej. Kochałem cię cały roczek, lecz nie mogę dłużej. Kochałem cię, moja droga, jak dzierelice w boku, ale tyś mnie porzuciła już pierwszego roku. Ale tyś mnie porzuciła już pierwszego roku.
All kinds of double shot power in that big long 3-song set of polka music. How is it double? Well, we heard two from Crusade, Steppin' Out Friday Night and Do You Remember? And then we also heard two versions of Do You Remember? Czy Pamiętasz? We heard the New Brass version and we heard the Crusade version. So how about that? That's one of the most fascinating sets of polka music ever. Plus, that was the 16th song played in less than an hour. Oh boy, the Sunday Morning Polka Show. I love bringing it to you, and I hope you enjoy listening to it. We've reached the top of the hour nearly, and so it's time for us to revisit for the final time the Polish word of the day, złośliwe. Złośliwe. It means nasty. Słyszałam kilka złośliwych uwag o tobie, means I heard some nasty remarks about you. And I should be clear that I probably should be saying, since I am a man, Swiss shall wem, since the first person past tense is gendered. But I just read the sentence as it was written, and it does seem kind of sexist that it was written in default when it was a piece of gossip. So shame on you over there at Transparent Language. In any event, thank you for tuning in to the Sunday Morning Polka Show of Northwest Ohio with your host, David Jackson. If the good Lord's willing and the creeks don't rise, we will be back next week with another fun-filled episode. Until then, do zobaczenia. And I say, what the hey, let's hear another one from those boys in Crusade. Boy, could they play. Can't wait for the reunion. Here is Oriental Hula.